Hello guys and welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about how to master basically your camera within Rocket League, how to master it, how to use it in the most useful situations. So your camera, like different ways that you can use your camera, so like looking behind you, using your right stick, and also what cam to be in when in certain situations. What camera to be in, so player cam and ball cam are the two cameras, the main cameras in Rocket League. But yeah, so we're gonna get straight into it. So I'll start off kind of basic. So the first thing that you should be doing is constantly getting information on where the ball is with ball cam and player cam. So as you can see, if I'm going back, I can flip towards the boost in the path of the boost and get it, use ball cam, and I'm straight back in the game. So another thing, flip to the boost, you're looking, just constantly getting information on where the ball actually is. So go here quickly, switch back, and also a big thing is that like people don't really talk about info in Rocket League. That, you know, information on the field and what your teammates are doing, what you're doing, and what the opponents are doing is actually really quite an underrated thing that like you'll see that pro players have mastered this. They always know when their teammates, that's why pros can play with anyone. They always know where their teammates are and are basically covering the things they're not. A big thing that not a lot of people can really think of, but obviously people know about it. It's just people don't really think of it, I guess. We're going to go into the next situation. So the next situation would be if the ball was on your car. In my opinion, I would recommend using player cam for this. This is also because you can use your right stick to get information on who's challenging you, basically. And a lot of the times, in general, it is better to flick early if you know, because a lot of players just insta chow. They don't give you time anyway, so it is better in most situations, especially in threes, to just flick high instantly. It's rare that you're gonna get just a normal like flick in threes, unless you're like at the lower ranks and people kind of struggle with the flicks. But if you're anything above like champ or diamond, I would reckon they won't, unless you get a really good flick, it's not really going to happen very much that you're going to score off a flick. But anyways, using a player cam for this is a little bit silly. Like again, you can definitely make things work in this game. Like, you know, I can get a half decent flick on any cam, but you have to have the time and hours to be able to do that. To make it easy enough for yourself, you literally just use player cam. It's just so much, like, you'll see every pro uses it. It's like very normal to use player cam for that. So that's a simple one again, but just something that you need to ingrain in your habit. As soon as you're going to catch the ball, go straight into player cam, and yeah, it's very handy to know that. So the next situation is going to be like in the air type of stuff. You should definitely use ball cam for your setup. So any setup, 100% use ball cam. After that, again, it's kind of preference. I would still recommend ball cam. You can use player cam if you're just going for an air dribble or something, but if you're going for anything mechanical, I wouldn't recommend you. Like, look how much hard. Like, I've actually just instinctually switched there because of like how awkward that was. So I would recommend not doing that if you can help it. Just always use ball cam. It is so much better for it. So yeah, that one is fairly simple as well. Any setups, definitely use just ball cam. And after that, I guess it is up to you. But if you're going for an air dribble, it can be quite good. If you want to go for like an air dribble bump, for example. You know, you can see the player and you can set up the air dribble bump if you want. Again, that's another situation that you could use player cam in here. And in general, I would definitely just be using ball cam. So another thing is the checking behind your camera, which is really useful in ones. So what you'll see pros do is if they're like going back to their corner, you know, they'll just tap the camera. My ball is on launch ball, my D-pad's on launch ball, so that's why that's happening. But if you want to check behind you, literally it's as simple as that. You tap the camera, see where they are, and you can basically you can decide your play after that, like what they're actually going to go for. So that most times in the corner here, if it's coming back to you, they're going to go for a bump. More often than not, they're going to be coming up that side wall and try and bump you. So you know, you can go high in the wall, you can jump off the wall if it's safe enough to do that. So my button for that is bound on D-pad down. So whatever your button is for that, definitely use that all the time. It is so useful, especially in 1v1. That is like probably the most effective camera in 1v1, because if they're hitting it over your head and is coming back towards your net, you need to be able to basically check where they are, where the ball is. That was another really clean wow. And another thing, so these are my camera settings here. Another thing for your right stick, I'm assuming most people have like your camera like looking with your camera on right stick. That would be kind of mad if someone had it on something different, but anyways, invert swivel. So I didn't realize this was weird until a couple weeks ago, and I showed my mates that, and they were like, that's a bit weird that you have invert swivel on. So what that means is that to look like, you know, I'm basically to look down, I'm holding up on the right stick, so it's a bit more awkward, but it's not like, I'm kind of used to it, so it's not like too bad for me. But you know, that's an important thing as well. Check what that is if you want to change it. I wouldn't recommend changing it if you're already used to it. It doesn't really matter that much. I would recommend not having invert swivel on. The only reason I've got it on is because I'm used to it. But in my opinion, you shouldn't really, it's a bit more awkward to use your right stick in that scenario, at least when you're dribbling. Because my binds and stuff, it is just a bit more awkward for me to do that. This is what you can use as well as your camera. So nameplate scale, so this is how big the players, like your opponent's names and your teammates, I think, names will be, like how they show up in game. This is a big thing. So I've got mine on 150% because it's like kind of just a preference for me, because I don't like them being too big. It's like my nameplate scales are a bigger than normal, but they're not as high as they could be, which I think pros would have it at 200% more often than not. How big their name, like their opponent's names are. I think it is useful. Like in this situation again with the air dribble, you can see where they are a lot easier. You know, because the ball's blocking a lot of your path here. They could just sit behind the ball, you can't really see them. If they have a bigger nameplate on, it means that you can see them a little bit easier. So I would recommend putting that on as well as using your right stick all the time. It is very handy. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the video. So that's how to master your camera. That's all the little camera tricks that you'll ever need in Rocket League. So yeah guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this helped. And also leave a like and sub to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of summer, so that would be much appreciated guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.